Rock it up.
Something to say.
Hey everyone, how's it going? King Cobra there. Debut album, freaking fantastic. Love it. Um, you can't go wrong with King Cobra. I do believe there is some rustling going on in the King Cobra camp with Carmine trying to get everybody back together. He's got Johnny Rod, and I think he's going after Carlos Cavazzo also. So, and then Shortino singing. Keep your fingers crossed. King Cobra come back. That would be awesome. I just read that like 2 days ago. Somebody posted it or something. And then before that, we had Eyes. That's a classic. Not a lot of people know that band. That was Jeff Scott Soto in there, and it's fantastic. I mean, I love that album. I wish they would have released more, but whatever. Everybody goes this side. Jeff Scott Soto hasn't done bad in his career anyway, so it's all good. But that album just absolutely fantastic. Yes, this is the Less Talk More Rock show, but um I have been working with Ray West trying to get him scheduled, and um one night during the week or Saturday, I was supposed to do it. And over on my other gig that I no longer do, I was supposed to do it this past Saturday. If you noticed, I had him scheduled. Well, he couldn't do it then, and he's usually booked up until like 4:30. So I told him, I said, and then I'm booked up for a couple weeks out, and I'm like, okay, just come on Tuesday and we'll do it then. And he agreed. He's like, cool, we'll just do it then. So we got Ray West joining us, and we'll talk shit with him, man. I mean, I hear he's a great guy. I've been messaging him. He's just fantastic dude. I know he's going to talk a lot. So this is not going to be the Less Talk More Rock show. It's going to be lots of talk with Ray West show. I'm sure everybody's okay with that. I'm okay with that. I can't wait to talk to him. But before that, we'll just keep playing tunes until he gets here. He'll be here around 7:30. Little bit of news that I want to get to right off the rip here is we keep losing people. And it's starting to piss me off. I mean, I never thought I'd say 2021 sucks worse than 2020, but 2021 sucks big balls. I mean, last year I don't think I lost anybody. I don't think I was affected by death at all. And this year it just seems like we're being affected by it left and right. I mean, it's just crazy on what's going on. So, well, we lost Bill Chavis September 3rd, I believe. Don't quote me. I do believe it was September 3rd. And then 9 days later, we lose his wife, Lori. Not cool for the music community. Anybody that knows him, her, has been touched by them, even knows somebody that has talked about them. They know these two were fantastic people. 2 lives lost, just young, vibrant, just my age, man. Gone. This has got to end. I mean, I'm getting sick of it. I mean, I'm sure everybody's getting sick of it. You got to do what's safe for you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I know what I did, but you do what's safe for you. We can't lose no more. Rest in peace, Bill and Lori. I mean, they are going to be severely missed. I talked to Bill a little bit here and there. Lori, I think I talked to her once, but still, when you see them on Facebook, you just see what they're about. They were beautiful people. They're unbelievable people, and it's a pretty big loss for the music community, our family, music community family. So, do what's safe for you. Do you, but do it safe, please. I don't want to hear another name come across me and telling me. I don't want to get another phone call telling me I lost a brother or sister. I ain't fucking having it no more. we got to do something about this. And so let's just be safe. You want rock music back? You don't want your friends going away? Do what's safe for you, please, please. All right. So now that we're done with that, rest in peace, Bill and Lori. Let's get some Lillian Axe. See you someday. Great tune. Spread Eagle, Switchblade Serenade. Man, when that came out, I mean, it was 1990 and everything was kind of dying. And Spread Eagle hits. There was a bunch of bands that were coming out in 1990, like Juliet, like South Gang, just a bunch of bands hitting it, and they were dying right when they hit it. I mean, just because 91, 92, 93. Spread Eagle was one you hoped would hang around, man. I mean, that first album was killer. Then they came out with the second album and Open to the Public, and that was just as good, but it didn't do as well. I don't get it. I don't understand it. The music changed, but it still wasn't, 80s genre kind of record. It was heavier. I mean, I liked it. I enjoyed it, and, it's good. I have it. There's the cassette tape. Still have the cassette. That's pretty cool, huh? Well, Ray is going to be joining us shortly. He just sent me a message, and he will be joining very, very, very shortly. So I had to send him the link and everything like that. But he's coming. But so what are we going to talk about till he gets here? We could play another tune, I guess. I don't know. But then he'll get here, and then he'll have to wait. We don't want to have him wait. You guys aren't here to see me. You're here to see Ray West. But we'll talk about all the stuff he's got going on, which is quite a bit, man. He's got like his solo stuff. He's got Weapons of Anew going on. He's got Spread Eagle, which Spread Eagle kind of died for a little while and then came back around 2017, I think, maybe sooner than that. And then they released a new album just a couple years ago. Planned to do a tour and everything like that, but COVID hit. So, everybody's on hold, kind of. But, hey, maybe it'll come back. Everything will come back around and we'll get there. But let's do another song while we're waiting. Van Halen, Unchained. Screw it. Rock it.
Get their that's how you do.
Come on, Dave, give me a break.
Hey, one break coming up. Change, ain't nothing stays the same. Change, yeah, you hit the ground running. Change, ain't nothing stays the same. Change, yeah, you hit the ground running. Change, ain't nothing stays the same. Change, yeah, you hit the ground running. Change, ain't nothing stays the same. Change.
Van Halen, Unchained.
I love
So
it.
we got Ray West in the house. Now, go figure, right when I start the song, I got talking, I played Switchblade Serenade, freaking to just pump it up, and then freaking got to talking. Then I'm like, okay, maybe we'll play another song. I hit the song, and bam, there you were. You popped in. I was like, fuck. Oh, well. So, how's Ray West doing tonight, man?
Super mellow, super chill. All's good, man. You know, every day above ground's a good day, brother.
You know, and you know that is the absolute truth. I mean,
Question, how you doing? It's like, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good. I mean, it's getting ridiculous lately with everything that's going on, and losing brothers and sisters, and you know, family members and rock community people. It's just like, man, I'm kind of getting sick of it.
We're close to you the other day, right?
Pardon me?
Did you lose somebody that was close to you the other day? Was that you?
Yeah. It was Bill Chavis and his wife Lori passed away, and they were with High Vol Music, you know, and
just like this whole reset, you know, it's like the whole reset of life, you know, just we're falling to the wayside. It's almost like this weird, I don't know, I can't even explain it, man, but everybody's feeling dark about it. Some people are getting through it. I just see that it's an entire reset. It's a chance to like reprioritize your life and just get your shit together. And people passing by the wayside, it's like you got to live life now. There's no like put shit off for tomorrow. You know, it's like, oh yeah, man, I want to fuck yeah, let's go jet skiing. Do it tomorrow. Fuck that, man.
Right.
I mean, I've never parachuted. I got that shit on the calendar for Saturday. You know what I mean? I'm like,
nice.
Yeah.
So I haven't done that yet either. And it's like I keep putting it off. People are like, let's go. And I'm like, all right, we'll get there. I've been saying that for 5 years. Now it's time to go.
Yeah, man.
Because you never know.
All those things are in reset. You know, if you wanted to do something on your life, this is the time to like, you know, learn it online, whatever. You know, if you want to do a podcast, just everybody's got something to do, some creative thing they've never done before. So that's as a time for that. But it's, you know, we're losing people. I got a friend of mine that works in Maimonides Hospital in Brooklyn, New York. And he was telling me, you know, months back, was like, Ray, I'm watching bodies pile up. This shit's real.
Right.
So there's people that are on the dark side of this thing. We all go out, live our lives and do our thing, but there's people on the dark side of this thing. You know, he made me, I got vaccinated because of that. He's like, go get vaccinated.
Right.
So, you know, I'm not here to set my agenda, but yeah, you know, if you're smart, you know, set your shit right, man.
Right. You know, just I say do what's safe for you. I mean, if you want to wear the mask, go ahead. If you want to stay in your house, go ahead. If you don't want to, go ahead. I mean, everybody's going to do them, but I've seen more and more people come around to the other side of thinking because, you know, this year's been so deadly rather than last year. Last year wasn't that bad, you know, and I never thought I'd say I wish 2020 would come back. You know, they get some people back. You know, this year's been a little crazier.
The people that are unvaxxed are getting a good ass smacking right now.
They are. And I've got friends that,
you know, it's coming in waves, man. It's like, even if you're vaccinated, yeah, you're going to get sick, but you're not going to get as sick.
Right.
You know what I mean? I deal with this shit every day. So it's like, I do this sort of COVID line for
you do.
Yeah. You know, it gets real. There's people I call, they're fucking crying. They just straight up crying. And I got to sit there and absorb that kind of energy, you know, but it's it's very real for me. You know, I deal with
Yep.
it on a daily basis. But
Yep.
we're good. We're
Yep.
healthy. My kid's healthy. I'm healthy. Girl's healthy. The dog's healthy. Well, the dog's healthy. You know,
Dogs gotta always stay healthy, man. Don't mess with the dogs.
they keep you safe. They keep you,
Right.
you know,
They're the only one you can count on half the time, really.
they keep you love, man. Come
They,
on. You have
they
your
love you no matter if you're a douchebag or you're nice, or they just be like, okay, cool, he's here. That's great.
yeah.
So you're getting through this, you're doing your thing, which is cool. You got, I mean, okay, let's go back. What influenced you to do what you do? I mean, we're about the same age. You kind of grew up in the 80s and shit. And like who was them ones where you went, man, and they were the posters on your wall and you said, I want to be like that fucker right there. I want to do what he does. This is my passion now.
It's a good one. You know, we, as musicians, we always get these kind of questions, but you asked it the right way. I think the thing that makes you go wow is somebody like David Lee Roth,
Right.
Paul Stanley,
Right.
Bon Scott, Brian Johnson for that matter. But
Right.
for me, it was the people that were really super like performers. Super high drama. I'm dude. I'm a Turner fan. And I'll straight up tell you, man, when I was a kid, I just thought her voice was vicious. It matched anybody that was doing what the guys in bands, and Tina was like
Right.
her thing. So I think that cool, edgy sound that she had. I didn't want to be Tina, but I wanted
Right.
to sound like Tina. You know what I mean?
And she was a performer like crazy, dude. I mean,
This energy that's unmatched. It's that Michael Jackson kind of energy. It's
right.
just it's the way like when Kiss hits, it's like it was like this level playing field for a while. It was real mellow place with the Eagles and the Doobie Brothers, and then Kiss comes along and just sticks their dick in everybody's face. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Crazy energy. You went to go see Kiss, it blew your fucking mind. It was like going.
Still.
It was David Copperfield. It was everything. Dragons and Dungeons. It was all that shit. Kabuki.
Right.
But I used to watch something called the Midnight Special, so you would know that, right?
Right.
So that show was like watching a concert every Friday or Saturday, whenever it was on.
Right. Exactly.
My mom let me stay up late and watch that. So when I first saw Kiss on there, it blew my fucking mind.
Dude.
Kiss, and also Nazareth. Believe it, I was a big Nazareth.
Nazareth.
Oh, about Nazareth. Love Hurts, the greatest love song ever written.
Right, and everybody forgets about it. They're put over here, but that was the first great love song, really.
I'm sure some pop kid and some rap band will come along and mess it all up, but
I know.
it's the test of time. Everything gets remade,
Right.
Right. Hurt. What the fuck is you? You know what I mean? It'll get remade.
No. God would strike that dude down if they tried to mess with that tune. I mean, there's just some songs you do not mess with, and that is one of them.
But my aha and rock and roll moment came when I was a kid. So for me, it was the Jacksons, watching the Jackson 5. Ozzy. But the thing that hits you, we go through all the classics, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, AC/DC, yada yada yada. But Tina Turner mattered a lot. The Stones were a big deal when I was a kid.
Right.
Just the performers, of course, Queen. And
Queen.
you start digging.
Easy.
You learned about Sam Cooke and all that shit. And you go
Right.
back like, wow, Otis Redding, and you're like, man, these are all things you hear when you're little. But
Right.
the aha moment comes when you're like watching these bands and you're like, I want to do that.
Right. Exactly.
Oh my God, I want to do that. I said it before. That movie, Detroit Rock City. Remember that movie, Detroit Rock City?
Yes.
I lived that shit. Do I got that shit? I just shaved before I cut myself to shit.
It's like irritating,
Nah, man, but everybody has that aha moment. I think when you're, in your teens, man, and then something gets you to start drawing in class, and it's all you think about. And while kids are off doing calculus, you're off, listen to ACD, you've gone to Sabbath and upside down crosses, and
your book covers were just all band names drawn. I had them all drawn. That was my thing. I had to draw the band name like it is. I mean, so I did a lot of drawing. I can't draw a fucking human to save my ass. I could draw a stick figure kind of, but you give me a band logo, I'll draw that shit right now.
I did that with
With
Angel.
who?
Remember the band Angel?
Yes.
So because their logo was the same thing upside down.
Right. Right.
Um,
Dude.
but the aha moments once again, AC/DC, Black Sabbath.
Right.
But
Right.
something about Van Halen live, just Kiss and Van Halen. I've always preached that they just did something
Right.
to me at that age.
They were the wows.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
mean, it was that way, and the Freaks, and then Getting Stoned was that way, so I went that way.
Right. Exactly. Now, 90s saw you release the first album. I mean, that came at a time where you were like, hit it. And it did so well, man. I mean, everybody I know, that is one of the, there's go-to albums, there's must-have albums in the collection, and that is absolutely one of them. It's like magical. I mean, you have to have it. Everybody, you play Switchblade Serenade, everybody fucking knows the song. The way it is.
That is, to think that I've heard, when I was a kid and I saw Van Halen, I was like, that was my band when I was in high school. So I can only,
Right.
kids come up, when I was in high school, you guys were my band. I'm like, wow, man, that shit blows your mind. And it humbles me to hear that, because we did something at a time where the rock and roll was still cool and decadent and this great thing to be a part of, and bands were getting signed left and right. If you were in a band, you got signed. If you were cool, you sort of rose to the top. If you had a good A&R guy, you cut through all the shit.
Right.
There was a lot of energy into that first album. You're talking about your entire life, and then you finally get to record all the energy that you've pent up as a kid in your baby bands, your local bands growing up, and now you're doing this thing at this very cool high energy level, and you let it all out. All those years of like watching Midnight Special, watching all these,
Right.
and talking about rock and roll and living it and whatever, and then you get to do it.
Here's my shot.
It's like, bam, until you give it everything you got. That record was done at 120%.
Easy.
Done at 1,700, whatever that thing is. When you get into space, it's like 1,705, whatever it is, 17,500 miles an hour.
Right.
We were signed like that. We recorded like that. We went on the road like that. It was just this bam, 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 bam thing. You heard about it.
Right.
So that's cool, man. Then it happens too. You're like, holy shit. Everything slows down. Time changes. Everything's free. Everything.
Exactly.
It was a great time. It was, of all the times in my life, that's like a great moment. I wish it would have lasted longer, but if it did, I'd be dead.
Right.
The way my personality was, and the stuff I got into after that, and even during that time.
Right. So how'd you all meet? I mean, I know the backstory kind of, and but tell everybody how y'all met, and became Spread Eagle.
Yeah, Spread was. I was in a band in New York called Fox Hunt. We were doing showcases and things like that. Our manager was really connected, and you needed that back then. You needed to know somebody who knew somebody. So that was how the business worked.
Yep.
We had a pretty cool band together, but the guitar player split. Hence walks in Paul DiBartolo from Boston. Somehow he came to us, So he joined the band I was in. It turned out we clicked really well together. So he brought Tommy, but he couldn't be in the band that I was in. Right. It's just he didn't want to be in a 2-guitar player band. Paul was that good. He didn't need anybody else.
Right.
So he had a band in Boston. It was called Bang with Tommy and Rob, Tommy Gallo and Rob DeLuca. And they came over to New York City. So they had good success as Bang in Boston, but they didn't have that they didn't get the deal. So the three of those guys moved here. They needed a singer to be on their demo. Now I was in this other band at the time. So my manager says, why don't you go sing on their demo and help them so they can find a singer. I went and we tracked a couple songs one night, like 2 a.m. or something, and it just sounded really cool.
Right.
I started like singing a different way than I normally do. I was quite tame, and then it just something about singing at 2 a.m, angry, on blueberry wine and stuff gets you crazy in New York City. So we all were just like, we gathered around the soundboard. And it was like, this sounds pretty cool, man. We got something. So great, you should do this. And while I was in the studio with them, the other band happened walking by that I was working with, and they heard the stuff, and they were like, I guess you're going to go do that.
I guess you're bad. We just lost Ray. Thanks for suggesting that.
And it's always like that. I think as you're coming up as a singer, you're like, what's next? What's really out? What can I jump on? What can I do?
Right.
And they were all great great. You know, they had that sort of tightness as a band already. Paul, Tommy, and Rob. So I just kind of came in with them. I felt like I wasn't. I didn't feel like an outsider with those guys.
Right.
You know? And it just felt comfortable right away. And that was a big thing for me. I just wanted to feel comfortable. And we all got to know each other, and it was fucking off to the races after that.
Hell yeah.
We had a band but no name, so we all just sat in a circle. And our manager, the other manager at the time, was Scott Calvert. We had two managers. We were that lucky. And he was like, nowhere, spread eagle. I'm like, what?
Nice.
I'm like, no, that's too crazy. And I was like, wait a minute, that's just crazy enough. Let's
Right.
do it. You know, it's just let's just do it. That name fucked with us a lot because I'll let you get a word in a minute. We were in California. Remember KNAC?
Yes.
The big rocks. Well, their programmer at first was like, you know, when I heard your name, I didn't. I thought you guys were sexist pigs. I didn't. But she didn't.
Sexist pigs.
So when we went out there, you know, we let her know. Like when she saw the cover with the wings and the eagle flying over the city and all that, she goes, we had a great time. We had a good time in California. But backtrack, you know, Spready, we became a band that night. Well, we became a band the day we recorded. That's when we became a band. There was no
Right.
after that.
Easy.
Sometimes bands meet in the craziest of ways. Some bands grow up together and they have that thing since high school or whatever.
Right.
And sometimes you get lucky and you fall in with the band that just got their shit together musically. And they got that tunnel vision, because you need tunnel vision.
Right.
I talked about this with Fry. You know, it's you forsake everything when you're a kid, when you're going for it, you know, because you got nothing else.
You have to.
And
I have to.
Yeah, I didn't come from money, so I was just like always going for it, always pushing and pushing. And you get this tunnel vision, and all you got your eyes set on is this record deal and recording. You know. It gets crazy, man. You forsake a lot of stuff, a lot of relationships, and a lot of things the wayside. But you're doing this thing that you love, and then the business comes along, and then you realize that the thing that you love isn't this, has this ugliness behind it.
Right. Exactly.
Great business. It looks cool, fame and fortune. Shit, it looks so great when it's happening, and then you fall into the thing that's behind the curtain. You know, you see that Oz is just this crazy fucking dude.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
And it's you just got to roll. It's a roller coaster ride. You just got to hang on. And some people just can't hang on. They fall to the wayside. Sometimes the labels don't know what to do with you, like us. You know. Anyway, I feel like
I think a lot of it probably had to do with, you know, you guys came in 90, and then, you know, in the 80s, they were throwing their money away on bands. Every fucking band, here you go, here you go. And there was some crap bands that made it big. And then you get, you know, you had a few come out around 1990, like Spread Eagle. Juliet is one that I dug. Heaven's Edge came around that time. Saints and Sinners. Some really good freaking bands came out.
Deep,
but then they weren't throwing money at them. You know, so now, you know, you got to basically pay everything yourself, and that killed a lot of bands. I mean, there was a lot of great first albums. You know, Saints and Sinners. That first album was incredible, and then nothing after that.
Oh, man.
You know,
every label signed like so many bands at once at that time. Because when MCA came to New York, well, they were in New York already, but when they started their new hard rock department, they signed like, you know, so there was a band called Law and Order out of New York City. They were a great band.
Yes.
But bands like Battalion didn't get a deal. Battalion was great. There was Raging Slab in the city. They were
Raging Slab.
Smash Gladys was kind of glammy.
Oh, they were great. Oh,
they
love them.
Skin and Bones. Let's go through it. Beggars and Thieves. They got a big.
Beggars and Thieves.
They got a huge deal. That's something where a band got a load of money. Well, I don't know if they did get a lot of money, but it didn't happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? All these bands, the labels were throwing away money left and right. Everybody got like $250,000. You know, and then it's not like we got to spend it. You know, the management took care of it, the label, whatever. You know, it pays for all this stuff. The band just gets some sandwiches.
nice bowl of brown M&Ms, you know.
Yeah. Uncle David, they running about Jack.
I don't want no brown M&Ms in there.
When you're around the bottle of Jack and everybody's saying yes to you and giving you free stuff,
right?
Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's a little dangerous.
Yeah, I mean,
it's dangerous.
So a lot of bands got signed at once, and
Right.
MCA took us, a few other bands. Our guy was a guy named Bruce Dickinson. And Bruce Dickinson wasn't Iron Maiden Bruce Dickinson, but he was quite
Damn it.
yeah, what's easiest to spot? In SNL when they're doing more cowbell.
Yes.
That's about our A&R guy, Bruce Dickinson. It's so funny.
God damn.
But he's after us, we'll talk about the window of rock and roll. I get it, because he signed bands like Tragically Hip. And,
Oh, yes.
and he also signed Trickster and bands like that after us when there was that wave of MTV friendly rock bands, But I know your head's up because we're talking about the same kind of stuff. A lot of bands got seen and got heard, but only for a little while.
Only for a couple of years.
It's like you took the shaker and whatever came out the bottom, if it was MTV friendly, it got used, and the rest of it was like, oh well. And while that was happening, grunge came along and Alice in Chains came along and swept the floor with everybody.
Oh, dude, I love Alice in Chains.
It's undeniable, man. I heard that stuff raw because I went to the house in Seattle.
Oh shit.
Spread, I was playing with Spread, and I went to the house. Everybody was crashed out. Mike Starr took us there. It took me and this other girl was hitting on me. And he played me "We Die Young," just the rhythm track, and I shit my pants.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck. I go, I think that's what it's supposed to sound like. I think that's what the vocals are supposed to be like, not like this over the top thing I keep doing. It's like I'm having I was having my aha learning moment. The aha moment is like Kiss, Van Halen. Then you're like, holy shit, Alice in Chains. Nirvana. Alice in Chains did it for me of all those bands. Like Nirvana.
Oh, easy.
Lane's vocal he was like the Frank Sinatra
Dude.
hard rock.
He was fantastic.
Effortless and cool. He didn't have to run around. He was just there, and he just stared everybody down with the shades on. And the coolest thing. And he was a nice guy.
Yes, I actually got to meet him one night. My little club in Erie where I grew up is called the King's Rook, and I hadn't heard of him yet. All right, I don't know, but my buddy's like, "Hey, you gotta go see this band with me." It didn't happen all the time. I'm like, "Whatever, dude. I got shit to do." He's like, "No, you gotta go see this band." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." He's like, "Alice in Chains." I'm like, "Aren't they grunge crap now?" And he's like, "No, you gotta check these guys out." So we went. I checked them out, and I describe it this way every time somebody asks me what that show was like. It was like somebody picked me up by the fucking throat, plowed me against the wall, screamed at me for about 2 hours, and then just threw me down. And it was like incredible. And then got to go backstage and meet the guys, and Staley, I saw a few things back there that, whatever. But then, just talking to the guys and they were so cool, down to earth. They were just a couple freaking kids in a band. That's all it was. They weren't in for stardom. They went out in jeans and t-shirts, and they didn't give a fuck. But
it's like they were in this cool corner of the States, and nobody fucked with it. It just sort of cooked. There was this cool everything we listened to. James. I love James Brown. They listened to all. But they were creating it in this little corner of the world that was just theirs, man. This cool, think tank, this rock and roll think tank, whatever the fuck.
Right.
And out of it came this great sounding music, and it just swept everything away. So we got caught. We were kind of on the toes of we were on the heels. That makes more sense. And we were kind of like Skid Row, which we kind of had that vibe, the angry, some aggressive guitar work, some kind of cool vocals. And, I think we fit in that thing. But at the time, Guns N' Roses was it. And after that, there was nothing else allowed in. It was so we were at, and to let you know how it was, we played something called the Concrete Foundations Forum, which was, it was like heavy metal heaven. It happened once a year. And now they do NAMM and stuff like that. But back then, it was Judas Priest, Alice in Chains. We played with Pantera. It was everybody. It was just heavy metal.
Shit.
And that's when I first saw Alice in Chains play live. And I was up in front with my shirt off, screaming like a 13-year-old girl, man.
Shit.
These guys, oh my God, Lane, remember me? it was like that guy. I was like, that was so good.
You describe me at just about every show I go to.
And they were cool, like you said. Lane was very approachable and accessible. And even when they came to New York City, like Mike asked me, "Can you introduce us?" And that was at a time when they were just coming up. There really wasn't that many people at the club that night. It was a Wednesday heavy metal night at the Cat Club. And I was like, these are like, I had to make sure I said, these are my friends, Alice in Chains. And they,
Right.
and Lane had that kind of like still the curly hair, kind of raggedy clothing look that he did before he kind of switched to like the glasses and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were just so genuine and cool, man. And the next time that they came to town, I couldn't even get near them because they were just that fucking huge.
They went pew, gone.
But everything there was just amazing.
Yes.
And Lane, whatever, it's magic sometimes between a guitar player and a singer. It can be magic. Some people just have that gift, and everything was cool. When I heard Dirt, holy shit! How can you get better? It's like, how does a band like that do that? And now we found some really, really good drugs.
Really good drugs. Now, you guys, I mean, that was right, or 93, 92 is when you released your second album. You're coming off the high of fucking, the self-titled album came out, did pretty well, man. You're like, whoa, back in the studio. It's 92, boom. And I revisit albums a lot. I mean, I got a lot of albums that I listen to, I mean, all the time. And today at work, I was like, you know what? I'm revisiting, Open to the Public. I got, and I revisit, and I always love this album. And sometimes you just forget about it, you forget why. And so I put it back on, and I'm like, man, you guys had that edge where you were kind of going, I don't want to say going away from the 80s sound thing, but you got heavier, just like Skid Row did with, Slave to the Grind. You guys got heavier to stay with the time. You could tell that grunge was starting to, influence you a little bit, and you were staying relevant. And that album, to me, this one right here, I got the cassette.
I love the cover.
Yes, and I mean that to me is heavier than your self-titled, and it's more thought. I mean, the lyrics are just Fade Away. That song, Fade Away, is just absolutely amazing. And I don't think a lot of people have checked that album out just because it came at a time where they distrusted music again.
Right, but you're right. A lot of we wrote some more grown-up stuff on that, because I saw the ability now, because of what was happening, to write more personal stuff. Like Fade Away was about my brother at the time. So I was like, man, I'm just gonna let it all hang out from now on. I'm not gonna be like just snapping photos of stuff. Yeah, the first album is a snapshot of life in the city, to the best of our ability. But it's three guys coming together with one, and we're just trying to gel, and that's what we wrote. So Open to the Public was just a little more grown up. There's a lot more thought into the melodies and the layering of things. We had a lot of time to ourselves to produce a lot of work. And me and Paul were left a lot in the studio to like really work the vocals. And Paul sang, Rob sang. So we always had vocal input from everybody. So it's really a lot of like Devil's Road, just the way that it's got a blues bridge. The chorus is huge and flowing, and the verse is just rhythm, man. It's bam. It makes you move. Right. But a lot of the record is somewhat mid-tempo.
Yep.
And the whole thing was Fade Away. Faith is a great song on that record. I dig that on that record, man. As a singer, as a singer, you want to be aggressive, but you also want to like take the time to really showcase yourself and shine up these riffs. There's some good. I love Rhythm Machine. I love Rhythm Machine. That's where my heart is. We kind of hit this tune, and we were all about like that move. That song moves and makes you bop.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
The next album, and we were actually writing a third album, and it was even heavier.
Really?
But MCA just didn't know what to do with the second record. So that's what happened to us. We were on this great run. We were coming off the energy of the first record, and a lot of bands go through this, but we thought we did a great record. I remember, real quick, I'll backtrack.
Hey.
Skid Row was Slave to the Grind. So we kind of had this, so Baz was was speaking to me quite a bit. And Baz came to my house one day, and carrying notes all the time. He's like, man, we're doing this fucking song. You got to check it out, He was always doing great this album sounds. And he was really like pushing for us, and I won't go too far into it, but I played a couple songs off the second record for him. And he it's not that he didn't like it. It's just that he seemed like he wanted to be heavier and more
Right.
aggressive vocally. But at that time, I was finding my pocket. You know what I mean? Because I was going from
Right.
like 100, and that can burn you out. So I said, how do I not go 100 and just do something that I think is cool?
Right.
You know, it was cool. So you can people have different tastes, you know, and he heard a few words. He goes, I like that, you know. So I kind of thought we were in the right direction with things, and I was getting some good feedback from people, honest feedback, and that was honest as it can get back then.
Right.
You know, it's just a shame, man. A good record.
Yes.
I went into it. A lot went into it, and some shit just
You
goes
can tell.
good, you know. But we had fun. We enjoyed playing it live. There's a tune on there called "Shine" that
Yes.
I believe would have been a great radio song, even like somewhere in the '90s, whatever.
Right. I agree.
Contrary to taste now, so I hope that we can do something to bring notice to it, like talking to you gets people to go check it out. And
Right. And that's the whole point of doing things like this. You perk people's interest. Okay. Yeah, I knew the first album. I really never listened to the second album. Maybe I'll go check it out. I'm not saying anybody ever listens to me. I'm just Mike. But I have the same musical taste as other people, and if that influences them to go check it out, I know people influence me to check stuff out all the time. Mike, you gotta check this out, and I do it. I dig it, or I don't. But most of the time, I do.
What you do is awesome because not everybody takes the time. Some people got to be like the town crier about things. Some people just want to be given. Hey man, what do you got? It's up to you. You're the other half of this thing. This doesn't happen without you. It's like you can make music, but someone's got to listen to it.
Someone's got to share it.
Someone has to have an educated ear about rock and roll to be, to look it over and say, hey guys, I really like this. I want you to check it out. Not everybody does that. So that's an important thing. That's always been a part of this shit. Getting the word out, and I'm a music fan, just like you're a music fan.
Exactly.
I would listen to you like, oh man, he's turning me on to something really cool.
Right. And, back in the day, I say this all the time because it's the truth. Back in the day, you didn't have Facebook, you didn't have YouTube, you didn't have the internet, you had nothing. You had a telephone that was hooked to the fucking wall, and you wanted your buddy to listen to this tape you just bought, and you're like, dude, and you put that phone up to the boombox and play it for 45 minutes so the dude on the other end heard the tape because you were excited. And then next thing you know, I went out and bought it. But now we have Facebook and we have the internet and everything like that, and we can share a ton. And a lot of people do. They share it, but you got to receive it too. You got to say, okay, and there's a community of a bunch of us that really, really do the part, really, put in the legwork to try and get it out. I got a bunch of buddies that, if we believe in something, we're out there, we're pushing it, new bands come along, or, one of the old bands from back in the day is getting back together and they're going to go on to it, push it, just let everybody know. Like M3, people try to, hey, we would love to see this band there. Mork, we'd love to see this band. Bradley, hey, do this. Bradley's a big one where he's always showcasing the younger talent coming up. And you gotta do that.
Bradley was one of the guys that was a spread fan. We were going to do that ballroom blitz.
Yes.
And, I know he reset the date, but we can't do it because Zeev had a baby and all of our stuff. We just couldn't do it.
Right.
But I really was like so bummed that we're not playing that thing. I think this band deserves a shot to be out, for everybody to see, and especially to play the new music, and to move forward with that and translate that album live. So.
Right. And Subway to the Stars is no slouch. Money grab, a lot of bands put out that album like nowadays and it sounds nothing like and people, granted we grow up and we grow and our tastes change, and we don't feel the same way. We're not chasing girls anymore. We're married, we have kids, we have jobs, but some bands don't write like they used to, and some bands still do, but a little more grown up. And that's where Spread Eagle's at. There, it's still Spread Eagle. You grab that Subway to the Stars, that fucker's Spread Eagle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not some money cash grab name thing on the vinyl. It is a great album, and I think I heard you once say that basically, Rob had a vision, and you went along with, and this album is like you're on a subway and you're making stops, and every song is a stop. And I took what you said and then I re-listened to it, and I'm like, oh my fucking god, it's not a concept album, but it's like a fucking, and I took that and I listened to it. I was like, that's fucking amazing. It was a brand new appreciation for the album too.
Right on, man. It's a you're immersing yourself in it.
Right.
The headphones, or however you
Head-
listen to music. I hate listening to music on the phone. That's a whole nother topic. But
no,
this record is made to be heard loud and clear.
Right.
Especially like some hands on. And it's a great ride, man. I love the record. I love this record. It's like you said, it's grown up. It's where we are now. Over the years, a lot of things have happened. But when you get together with certain people you write with, you just write a certain way. And you and I have this really cool vibe together when we get to, when we think about vocals and melody and phrasing and how things should flow and arrangements. And it's just, you got to trust in people.
Right.
The thing I've learned about being in a band is it takes certain kind of chemistry to really work together, not just write in a room somewhere and then say, hey, I did this, let's do that. But you got to go back and forth. And with Rob, there's a lot of back and forth because he's like a perfectionist. And
he's great.
And I am too, because I'm the kind of guy, if I'm recording something, I will annoy everybody because I got to do 7 o'clock in the morning because the H in the is not right. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. And it's your art. You gotta, you've got 4 guys that it's their art. Yeah. And everybody's got to agree on it. Everybody's, not everybody's going to be totally fucking happy with it, but as long as it's okay, this is perfect the way it is, and we all agree. Boom.
At some point, you got to learn to let go, and I learned to do that with Spread. Like, okay, it's good. I believe it. I believe it.
Right.
It's. I'm really proud of it. I'm glad we got together over these years and we're like, let's do something.
And I know you probably got something else in the works. I know you're not gonna leave that just hanging. I know you.
We want to go play again. To do that for us, just the way the schedule works, and the way COVID's happening, like things are starting stuff. We'd rather just do it right. I'm I don't want to like tour the record when I'm 90 fucking years old. But we got to wait a little bit. So maybe like January, February, we'll go out and put some shows together and get this band doing its thing. So everything comes in time, man. But there's been a lot of time. We waited long enough to do the record.
I know. And I know you guys were just like a couple other bands, that I've talked to. They're like, man, we put this album together and then we weren't allowed. They were just ready to go after it. And that was when Ballroom Blitz was about to happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, I had my plane ticket. It was like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I'm leaving in a couple days going to Baltimore. This is going to be fucking great. Next thing you know, I get a call from Brad saying Maryland shut down. You got to be fucking kidding me. And it was like the wind got taken out of your sails and you didn't know when it was going to happen again. And, now Masquerade is happening in October, but it's like, I know it's like, but
guys, Rob's,
go ahead.
No, Rob's goes out and does gigs with Baz. I think they're doing weekend gigs right now.
Yes, I seen that. Right? Yeah, he's out there with Baz. They just did a show 2 nights ago or something like that.
Yeah, and then so and so. I'm like, I'm happy for. I love you, but I really wish we were doing some shows right now too.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure you'll get there. I mean, it's not like you're going to be sitting on the couch now.
Yeah, there's a plan in motion. We're writing. We're actively writing the next record because we figured we kind of found this cool style of writing now, and just hit it while we can. So I'd like to get another record done, and go out and play shows next year. The baby steps, but not bigger steps, small baby. But I'm excited about it.
Exactly. Now you're also keeping busy with a band, Weapons of Anew. You released an album. What was that? 2017.
Yeah, 17. Yeah, we did
17.
we did album called The Collision of Love and Hate.
Yep.
And Weapons is the kind of we were independent band, so it's a this business is all about money. Right?
Exactly.
Being a band, you got to have money, and luckily the band's funded by one of the members of the band. But it's a great band. Weapons are I loved that first record. There was this cool.
Yes.
We had James Murphy produce that record, and it
Hmm.
was a formula of like old school meets new school, and I thought we kind of captured that, you know.
Yes.
Cool energy with that between like Freddie's style and my style of writing, you know. And unfortunately, you know, I'm not in that band anymore, so things happen, and we were
Right.
doing the second record, and we'll say just due to irreconcilable differences, right?
It's always irreconcilable.
The political way to say it.
Right.
You know, this thing is built on personality. It's a personality business,
Right.
and you know, sometimes you think you click people, but you don't. And
Right.
that's all I can say. You know, it's just like this bit. It's hard, man. It's hard to get guys in a room and keep them together.
Right.
You know, if there's not the same, it doesn't take the same just creative mindset, but it has to be a personality mindset. You've
Right.
got to be almost not the same kind of people because you need creative tension. You need to be different, but sometimes people are just too different, and it just
Right.
doesn't work.
You know, and it happens any job you're at. If you got 15 guys, you're all not every one of you is going to want to hang out after work.
Right.
And then, you know, at work, you don't even fucking get along with the guys. So, you know, it happens. You know, there's some guys you get along with, but other guys you don't. And a band is the same as a job. You
Yeah.
know, you're
You
not
know,
going to get along all the time. And sometimes you just got to go, you got to move to another job.
right. You can't stay together for the baby all the time. You know?
No.
And my ethos is very different from, you know, those guys. So we're just completely different kinds of people, and
Right.
it just didn't work out. So, but the one thing that we did right was some cool music. We did a song. We did a cover of "Sick Boy." It was this Chainsmokers song.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. We even did a video for it. But
Yes.
you know, and you know, the way things chart on there's the regular top 40 stuff. You know, there's the real world of top 40. Then there's all different genres of it. You know, there's
Right.
hard rock, alternative, and all that stuff. And you know, we dealt with some of that, but you know, I wish it would have continued, but it couldn't. But I did get it. It's a good learning experience for me. You know, I got to do some great tour work, and I got to feel what it was like to go back on the road again. You know, and perform. And the one thing that I really love to do more than anything, man, I like to connect. And every single will fucking tell you that. But there's a
Oh, easy.
live where you read the room and you communicate with that room, and all you want to do is when you get at the end of the night, you say, "Hey, man, we had a great time, but I'll be back to see you." And you make a promise,
Right.
you know. And I feel like I broke a lot of promises because I'm not doing that anymore with that band. But the cool thing is, I've always been in Spread, so you know, Spread is my go-to. It's home. You know what I mean? So
Right. That's your home.
it's a true brotherhood. So there's a lot of respect. And like Josh says, with a lot of you need respect, and you need trust, and then you need loyalty.
Right.
Like I know that even if you fucking piss me off, we're gonna be okay.
Right.
You know. So over the years, Rob and I have always not seen eye to eye, but we've always met after that. You know, we always hug it out.
Right.
But you know, Rob is like so fucking nice. You can't argue.
Right.
So fucking nice. You know, but he's also as nice as Rob can be. He's a hard edge dude because he wants the work done. You know?
Right.
And so Spread Eagle will, you know, continue to do its thing, man. But
Thank God. I
Yeah.
know there's a lot of happy people to hear that. Just continue.
The cool
You
thing
know.
that I'm feeling, and I could be wrong, is over the years, there's this thing that's built up from the band not being around. You sort of heard about the band, like, oh man, Spread Eagle, what's this thing about? Then you start to study it, and you're like, oh man, you know, and it's
I miss these guys. Why I never caught them.
let's see what it's all about. Let's see if it's for real or not. You know, let's see if
Right.
it really lives. You know, so
Right.
it's been that's I just live to do that, man. You know, I could have been a lot of different things in life, man, but I chose to identify myself as a hard rock singer.
We thank you for that. I thank you for that. Totally. I think you made the right friggin' choice there.
Thanks, man.
Easy.
But you got to be humble. You know, when I was a
Right.
kid, my ego was a mile wide. You couldn't fuck with me.
Oh, easy.
Get into it, like, man, I got to be humble because people are being cool to me, and I need them. You know.
Right.
So on the slide down, you learn who your friends are. You know, and I think I've experienced a lot of that too, and people have still been open to me and let me in. You know, let me be part of their lives, man. That's all that matters. You just want to connect, man.
Right.
I can handle being alone. I'm good with that. But I got to be in a room full of lots of people, being like-minded, having a conversation about the same thing to really, really get my body hard. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, I hear you. I mean, that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Now, you are a sober guy. You're clean and sober. What's that?
I've been told that.
You've been told that? You know, hey. I only bring it up because I'm a sober guy as well, and I think I'm coming up on 10 years next month. And I know my story. I came, man, I wanted to drink myself to death one day. I mean, I tried because, you know, I blew off my kids and this and that, you know, and didn't hang out with the wife. And, you know, she threw me out 8 million times, but I didn't realize why the fuck she was doing it. Then one day I woke up and I said, yeah, I told the man above, I said, if I cannot quit drinking, don't wake me up tomorrow.
Right.
Fucker woke me up the next day. So ever since then, I looked up and I said, okay, we have a deal.
Wow.
Well, we're done. And my wife, believe me, did not believe it. But here I am almost 10 years later.
Wow. How much were you drinking at your worst?
Pardon me?
How much were you drinking at your worst?
Well, at my worst, you know, normally you'd start on a Saturday at like noon,
You're
start
going
drinking. So, but, you know, when it got to be Jack Daniel's shots and fucking beer with a coffee decoy at 5:30 in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're drinking 2 cases and 236 packs and a bottle here and a bottle there and shots there. And it, you know, you're pretty bad. And I did the drugs, you know, all that crap. Everything came around, and I know you've had your problems, and you know you've beat it, you know, and congratulations to you.
Oh boy. I get right into it, man. I think I'm a child of divorce. So
Okay.
as a kid, I always found an excuse to be angry about something.
Right.
And in my neighborhood, I grew up. I was born in New York City. I was born in Brooklyn. But when I was like 8 or 9, we came down to Fort Lauderdale. Down here, there was a lot of in my neighborhood. There was just a lot of access to weed and everything. I think I drank my grandfather gave me like my first sip of alcohol when I was like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
You know, and some people will be like, "Oh, you do that, and you know, you don't fuck with it, or it'll stay with you." For some reason, my brain is geared to like super addictive personality.
Same.
I think I was like around 11 or 12 when I took my first hit of weed. You know,
Yep.
and so I was stoned through middle school, high school. You know, and of course, being that I needed, you know, more and more, I got into like, you know, everything at a young age. As rock and roll came along, as successful rock and roll came along, I started to numb myself a little bit. You know, I remember being at a show in New York City at a place called the Limelight, and looking for my friend in the audience who I'd call from the bus to get me some dope. You know, and I'd be like, "Oh, we gotta go. You know, good night, man." I was off. You know,
Right.
in town, all my friends were there, but I was too busy in the bathroom getting stoned on heroin, sniffing up my nose. You know, and and then one day I realized I didn't have friends anymore. Like everybody
Right.
was gone, and you know, I had a conversation with my manager one day, my ex-manager. I remember asking him. I guess I could just fucking say on usually. We were on the stoop one day, and it got so bad where I think I asked him for $20. Hey, make it $20. He looked at me and said, "I can't give you $20. You're a fucking junkie."
Mm.
That was like the coldest shit anybody had ever done to me. You know, and I don't give a fuck if any, you know, I'll talk about it because I'm honest about this shit.
Right. You have to be.
I wasn't enabled. I just ran with it, man. So I did like
Yeah.
my rehab, and I don't remember what it was, but it was at Bellevue Hospital. I went in for it was 21 days. I did the 21 days. I got out that day. I got high.
Same with me.
You know, and I've been drinking this whole time. I never. The reason I was able to run on drugs for so long is that I didn't consider myself an alcoholic. I was too.
No.
Even though I drank since I was fucking 9 years old.
Right.
Like that was my goal. I'm just gonna drink all day, and the weed will take me here, coke will take me here, and then
Yep.
take me there. But I can honestly tell you, I did about 7 rehabs in my life. You know, and each time I'd get out of rehab, be a little longer, and I'd go back on it.
Go back.
It took like the death of my mother
Oh.
to just snap me out of all that shit. Because I was really trying hard to be sober, you know, and I wanted to make her proud of me. You know, when you're on a run and you do so much and you just want your family to be proud. Oh, Ray, we're so proud. You know, you quit high school, but you did this thing and you did it. You know, you did your dream, whatever. Then you lost it, and we still love you. But I thought nobody loved me if I wasn't in a band that was in action doing something.
Right.
So when you feel like you're a piece of shit and you're not doing it anymore, you lose your identity. I just wasn't that strong to do something else. You know what I mean?
Right.
I got to go off and to become film directors, and I was just too busy living off my past identity. Anyway, woke up one day in Manhattan, in New York City, on 3rd Street and Avenue C. I think it was before the blackout, and I was like on a piece of cardboard. And it was raining, and my dealer couldn't find me. No cell phones were working, so I was jonesing on the corner. I had nowhere to go, so I was just on this corner, pissing and shitting myself. You know, and that was my rock bottom day, man. And then I said, I can't do that again. But you know, and around that time, my mother got sick. She beat cancer the first time, so I got my shit together. You know, I'm trying to make sense of my time. I can read all over the fucking place.
All
right. When I got Brandon, my kid, when I got Brando to raise, you know, it straightened me out a lot because I had to be another human being. I wasn't just this selfish dude getting high all the time. My story is my youngest brother had 2 children. At the time, he couldn't raise them, and so my mom was raising them. And they just became a lot for her to handle. So I said, I'll take Brando off your hands, Brandon. And he was like about 8 or 9. And I just, you know, I didn't think I had it in me to raise a fucking kid. You know, I said, who do I raise a fucking kid? I'm a fucking, you know, ex-narcotic head, an ex-alcoholic, you know. You know, I took him into my life and it changed me, man.
Right.
On somebody else, it just like fucks with you, you know.
Right.
So into it, you know, we go in a year of me having him, and my mom gets sick with cancer again. And so, you know, we had this talk, and she was like, I just want you to know I'm proud of you. I love you. You're my boy. And I know you can't do a lot, but you're my boy. And you took Brandon and you're raising him. You're doing good. He's doing well and he's healthy. That's all that matters to me.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. She fucks with you, man. So
yeah.
So the day I watched, you know, I would sleep with her in the room. I know we're getting real heavy, and I'll get out of it. We were in the room with her when they told me, you know, your mom's got to go into hospice.
Damn.
There's nothing we can do. So just that me I had to have the strength, because my brothers were with me, but they weren't in the room. It was me dealing with a lot of it. So I had to tell my mom that there was nothing the doctors could do, and we had to go into hospice.
Damn.
The look of disappointment on the face was heavy, but I was with her, you know, and we were together. And through all the bad shit, through all the stuff I did in life, I was doing something good for my mom.
Right.
You know, it was life and death, man. So it just changed me, man. I was somewhat sober, but she died in 2014. And after that, I was never the same, man. You know, and I was in the room with her when she passed away. We were sleeping. I was in the bed next to her. I was like,
wow.
You're in sleep. And at the moment I laid down, I think I passed out. I would check on her every hour because you don't sleep, you know?
No.
I think I finally got to pass out, and I opened my eyes, and the nurse tapped me. And she was like, your mom's going to take her last breath. You know? It got bad, you know? He was gone right then and there. And, you know, the woman that gave birth to me dies in front of my eyes, and hey, everybody goes through it. There's lots of people that have gone through it, but I went through it.
Right. Exactly. You know, you can hear everybody else. Somebody else, but until you go through it yourself. I mean, you just
So
man.
it hardens you a bit, you know. And I didn't become a prick or a cold person after that. I accept. I know it's a part of life, man. But I feel like I owe it to myself to get a second wind and do more. You know, because
Right.
her, man, you know, it's like she was proud of me, and so I should do more with my life. Who the fuck am I to sit around and be this like sulking, you know, oh man, woe is me. Rock and roll didn't work out the first time, you know?
Right.
Who the fuck am I to sit there and bitch after she just went through all this stuff? So
Right.
I want to do right by the kid, by her. So I adopted Brand. He's my son, you know,
Nice.
and he looks up to me and he thinks I'm somewhat cool. Well, now I'm nerdy and I'm corny. I'm corny, you know. Anyway, like that. So yeah, sobriety is a good thing for me.
Yes.
You know, I will have a glass of wine here and there. So I do go on the tightrope once in a while, but I don't ever test myself. I don't fuck with it. You know what I
Right.
mean? So yeah, I've been a drug addict. I've been an alcoholic. I've been
Yep.
across the board addict. I've been to meetings. You know, NA didn't work for me. NA's angry.
Did not work for me one fucking bit.
Yeah, AA is like light. You know, okay, Alcoholics Anonymous, there's stories. NA is like, you know, my name is Ray and I'm an alcoholic. NA is like, my name is Ray, fuck y'all. You know what I mean?
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, identifying as an ex-junkie is not a cool thing. I wasn't,
No.
even though that fucker told me I was, but I wasn't. You know, because I'm
Yeah.
tell the tale. So long story short, yeah, man, I'm sober.
Good for you. And you know, that brings a lot of positives to it. I mean, now, like, okay, besides music, you know, we all know you got music. Like, what what brings you happiness? What is your hobbies? You know, what do you do outside of music? You and the kid and the wife go out and do
Um,
whatever.
yes, Susie's addicted to rock, going out to concerts. If there's a concert, she wants to go. But
Right.
I'm also like, I'm all about still like, I'm an adrenaline junkie. You know, I need something to get my body going. If it's not, you know, buzzing out of my mind, I want to get
Right.
my heart rate up. You know, so I go on long bike rides every other day. I'm like a 26-mile guy. I like to
Oh
be,
shit.
yeah, man. I like to go. I ride to the beach, back. If it's 90 degrees, I'll still fucking go. I'm down with like racquetball and tennis, and I run, man. I run. My knees are a little shot, but I'll do about 3 miles on a good day.
Damn.
Bad day, I'll do like a mile and a half, you know. But I got to do something to get my heart rate going. And as far as creativity, you know, I got a music project I'm starting next week. I got the call today. I'll let you know
Nice.
with it, you know. But it's with some guys that I really respect. One of the guys, a guy named Miguel Gonzalez, and I did this record called All Points West. It's APW. It's this thing I did in 2010, and it's like this great palette of 10 tunes. And I'm really proud of the work. I don't know if you've heard it, and I'll send it to you if you have it.
Okay.
But it's I think it's like some of my best writing, you know. And at the time, I was learning to write more personal lyrics, even, you know.
Right.
So that, you know, I'm a fan of like my friend Frankie Felita and I are actually putting together a podcast. It's kind of comical, though. I'll let you know when that happens. But
Cool.
I like to express myself. I think there's other things I can do besides, you know, being a dancing monkey in front of the mic, you know, behind the microphone. There's other things I can do to express myself. So,
Right.
you know, I've been in New York. I did some stand-up comedy for like a little while. I enjoyed that. I did some
I heard that.
you know, I was kind of natural at it, and it was like I was having a great time. But then I did a gig. A friend of mine said, "Listen, there's a gig at Lincoln Center. I want you to come in and do 5 minutes, 10 minutes." I said, "Okay." And he was
Sweet.
African American, 50 and over, and I did a Jesus is Puerto Rican joke, and I got booed in about 20 seconds.
Holy shit.
I fell so hard. It was such a fucking just tearing of my brain experience. It hurt my heart.
I'll
You know,
bet.
you don't come back from that. I know a lot of
No.
you got to flop a lot, but this wasn't a flop. This was like they destroyed me, right? So
Damn.
after that, I went to a place called Collective Unconscious and started doing more like underground comedy, and just doing some writing and things like that. And I enjoyed that. I think I work better in an ensemble, you know. But
Right.
I'm to the point now where I kind of I want to write some bits, and like I said, I've been through a lot, so I have a lot to say, you know. Musician,
Right.
father, ex-addict, whatever, avid bike rider, whatever, you know. But there's so much to talk about, and
Right.
I think here's the whole thing with me. I think there's other ways for me to use my voice. You know, I think that I have a voice. I don't have the biggest platform. I've got me. I got you. So you just got to keep going, man.
Right.
I love to entertain myself. I love Netflix. I love
Dude.
I love all the nickety flicks. I love Prime Video, HBO Max, football.
Dude, I'm all about that shit.
Yeah,
You know,
season stuff now with that.
couching it and binging.
Oh,
God.
you know,
All right, what are you watching right now? What's your what series on Netflix are you chilling to right now?
we just finished Turning Point, which was like a docu series on the 9/11 stuff.
Yes, I
Like,
just started that.
that was oh, you're gonna love it, man. And just the detail of like, I don't know how they got all that footage. It was amazing. But
Right.
of why it started, why they came over and attacked us, and because we
Right.
got shady shit going on in the background. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I heard it's about. It's about, all the, you think you know what the government was doing. Here's what they were actually fucking doing.
And so there's
You
some
know.
stuff in it. It's gonna blow your mind when you finish it. It's gonna blow. And I just
Right.
and that before that I told Brian I watched This Is Pop. You watch that. You gotta watch it. It's really good.
Mrs. Pop?
No, it's called This Is Pop. It's about the
Oh, this is Pop.
it's really a lot about the MTV generation. Like you and I
Oh, okay.
MTV
Yeah.
seems like a lifetime ago. You know what I mean?
Right.
It seems like a lifetime ago from like listening to Rat and Lay It Down and
Right.
David Lee Roth swinging around, and it seems like just a lifetime ago.
It does.
Weird, man. And now we have YouTube, so I like to watch everything still. YouTube,
Oh, easy.
but on Netflix, man, I like to watch, and I do like Narcos. I'm a fan of all that stuff. Did you watch Zero
The what?
000?
No, I didn't watch that.
I'm crying.
No, there's somebody was telling me about it. I forgot all about it. Damn it.
It's gonna fuck you up. It's really good, man. It's like the best mob.
Yes. Okay. That's what it is. They
Yeah,
told me 000. I gotta write that fucker down now.
please. It's so good. We had Godfather. We had all that. The Francis Ford Coppola.
Right.
Then Scarface. We had that.
That's classic.
Yeah, The Sopranos. Okay, Goodfellas, Reservoir Dogs, some stuff like that. But this
Right.
is fucking cool. I can't even.
Really.
I won't even explain. I won't even try.
I didn't even do The Sopranos. I never watched that. Somebody told me I gotta watch it. I just never did.
When these series are on for a long time, they do a lot of character building. So you kind of sit through some episodes like, okay,
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Okay, so I want to see him blow some shit up.
Right.
It's
how
good.
That's how Game of Thrones went. Somebody told me you got to see that. It took me till it ended for me to go, okay, I'll check it out. And then, the first episode you were kind of hooked, but then it was a whole season basically of character building.
Yeah.
And somebody told me you got to get through that. Once you get through that, it's going to blow your fucking mind. And I mean, we sat there, me and the wife sat there. I mean, Friday I'd get home from work, she'd be like, let's do Game of Thrones. And Sunday we'd be going to bed. Okay, should we shut it off now? Okay, maybe one more.
Yeah.
It was fucking great.
And I don't know if you're like me. I get like if someone is forcing something on me, I'm like, all right.
Right.
No, I'm like, no, I'll watch it some other time. But you like it too much, you're in my face about it. Then
Right.
I'm like,
exactly.
So, I'm a couch potato on Sundays. I'm a couch potato.
Fuck yeah. You gotta be. I mean, cook some dinner, get some cheese and meats out, maybe catch a game, do some chips and dip and watch movies and spend time laughing with the wife on the couch.
Yeah, the trick is there's so much content that it will keep you from doing the things you should be doing.
I know, right?
I'll be like, I really should go on this bike ride. All right, I'll go in a minute. Let me just sit on the couch for a second. You know what? Put the TV on, babe. I'll doing this.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. You got to go out, mow the lawn, wash the truck, go to the grocery store, or you're never going to get and take a shower, or you're never going to do it all day long.
Yeah. I finished Loki too. I finished Loki on the Disney Channel. That was kind of cool.
I didn't see that one. Hey, you did the 9/11 one. Watch Worth. Worth.
Really?
That's on there too, dude. It's not a series. It's a movie. Yeah, it's a movie. Really fucking good. It's about 9/11 and about how they were paying people.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, and what's his name's in it? Michael Keaton. He plays the lead role. I love Michael
Oh,
Keaton,
you know,
and he did this fantastic movie. It's only about an hour and a half long, so it doesn't kill you on time. But check that one out. That was a very good
what channel is it on?
Netflix.
Okay.
I know you got to say Netflix or Prime because I'm back and forth with both of them.
I come over tomorrow. We'll watch it.
Now
I feel like I
I
know you.
do. Hey, you know what? If you fucking watch a cool show, text me. I'd love to hear about it. I'll watch it. I'm always up for
So much,
suggestions.
like this time in our lives, there's so much content. It's crazy. Between like,
Yeah,
YouTube, you can watch a documentary on just about everything.
everything.
If you don't know how to do something, if you don't know how to press a button, someone will show you how to press a button. How do you
Right,
zipper? So you do your zipper like this. You know what I mean?
right.
It's crazy, man.
Everything is on YouTube.
And there's so much content. It's just that's why some people just aren't getting shit done. So you got to remember, watch a little bit. Addictive brain. I'll binge.
Oh,
Even the
exactly.
even the fact that binge is in the vernacular, like it's a cool thing to binge on something. You're not supposed to
Right.
binge on shit.
You're not supposed to. No. Now I got to get to a couple other things before we skate. I know we're
I can chat.
talking. Hey, I know I could talk all day long, but you know. All right, I gotta ask you, who the fuck is Ray West? What's that all about?
That's heavy. I became Ray West. Just is a soulful guy that just wants to have a good time and just give love and get love. That's the obvious shit. But I became Ray West at about 15. Um, when you're a child of divorce, I was mad at everybody,
Right.
and I said, well, why should I have this family name? I'm just like, I want that shit. That's the kind of kid I was. And at that time, I think a Mae West movie came on. Now, people remember Mae West. She was one of the baddest motherfuckers ever on the planet.
Oh, easy.
Back in the day.
Right.
And we were coming up with band names and names. I was in this band called Defiance. We were coming up with our names. So let's have a cool name. I said, I want to be Ray West because it sounds like Mae West. And I just, but, man, Ray West is a character I thought that I developed. It was a rock and roll character, is what I thought. He was like a little loud, screaming banshee rock and roll dude. You know what I mean? Just that guy that was 2 miles an hour, drank everything, screamed everything, and that was it. That was Ray West. And and as life does its thing, you start to meld with it. You become one person. So when I'm having a confidence issue, that part of my personality comes into play. You know what I mean? So I think I'm a good soul, man. I think I'm a good person. I've tried hard to be a good person. I think when I did drugs, I thought I was a shit person. I even called people when I was in my sobriety. I was like, not that I made amends, but I was like, was I an asshole to you? Like, Ray, no, man, you were cool, man. You were like funny. You were like easygoing. You gotta chill out.
Yeah.
And I learned that Ray West is a good guy.
Right. I went through the same shit. I would say I'm sorry to people. I'm sorry, and they're like, "Dude, you were a great time," until like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and you were annoying, but you were never mean or anything. But I did get mean. But so I get that.
Pool naked with a bunch of beers in your hand. Remember?
Yeah.
I jumped into a pool with no water. What?
What? No, I didn't.
Apparently,
Yeah.
I wasn't an asshole, but I was told I did some funny shit. So.
Right.
I wasn't evil Knievel of rock and roll, mind you, but I mean, I know some people who are evil Knievel of rock and roll.
Right, exactly.
All in all, I think Ray West is a good guy. He loves music. I love rock and roll, but I love soul music.
Right.
And all my life, I got pigeons. Like I said, I love singing rock and roll, but I believe there's more. I really like the idea of like being soulful and funky. I grew up listening. I listen to everything. Fucking disco. I listen to disco. I listen to everything. Soul music, disco. If it's cool, I like it. If it feels good, I like it. If it sounds cool, I like it. If it's cool to me,
right.
I'm pretty open with music. Eclectic is the word.
Right, exactly.
So that's who the fuck Ray West is.
And then I hear you have a sunglass fetish. You probably know who fed me this one. You can figure out who said, "Hey, you have to ask him this." So I'm asking, there's a sunglass fetish.
I think when you are in a band, you're kind of like trying to think of image without trying to be over the top. I just thought
Mhm.
sunglasses were like so rock and roll. Pictures of James
Right.
with the cool sunglasses, and I would see Bono, one of the greatest singers on the face of the earth ever, and I'm like, Bono's wearing glasses all the time.
All the time.
So my thing is, but then nobody can see my eyes. So the thing was like, well, I wear glasses anyway.
Mhm.
So I said, so why not get glasses that are like different colors and shit like that? So I'm always doing that. It's not like I don't want people to see my eyes. It's just I think they look fucking cool. You know,
Fucking cool.
fashion and I'm not a fashionista, but I like what I like, and I'm
Right.
just more comfortable on stage with the glasses on or the
Right.
sunglasses. But I learned that dark sunglasses don't work because we did, and I was coming off stage and they didn't light it up for me enough. I won't
Oh
bring it,
no.
but I fell about 5 feet. I fell face first into the effects rack. So
Damn.
this all got bashed up, and I was bleeding, and the guys in spray were playing an encore of something, and I went back, and the crowd, oh yeah, we fucking did cocaine, sonny. Like my face because I can't see anything. But yeah, I like sunglasses. I have quite a few. I'm gonna say like about 50 or something.
Hey,
I quite a bit.
people like what they like. I mean,
And the whole thing of like, what is it? Doesn't matter. I like that. That's what matters.
exactly. I have a whole
There you
record collection. I mean,
We live in a comment. We live in a comment society. Everything's a
right,
comment.
right.
So they're gonna go, man. Like you're gonna get people. Oh, well, Ray was such a fucking. What the fuck? He's so fucking. What do you mean, cool guy? Shit. We are who we are. People are going to talk shit. It's part of the culture to talk shit. Part of the internet culture is to talk shit.
And everybody's comfortable doing it, and that's what really irritates the piss out of me. And how you are so comfortable talking shit. I got people that'll talk shit on the internet, and then you see them, and it's like they never said anything. It's like, no, dude,
Oh yeah,
I know what you said and what you said about me. Fuck you.
yeah. It's a perfect two-faced tool.
Right. Oh, I'm not going to be shit in front of you, but I'm going to be shit behind your back. No.
And a lot of that are people that do like just the haters. For everything that's cool, there's
Right.
something that isn't. For
Right.
all the love there is in the world, there's some fucking hate because they just go together. They're
They
always there.
got to do it. They
Someone's
got to
not
do it.
happy. If you're having a great time, someone's gonna find something wrong with that. Doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be reading the fucking Bible to a bunch of kids in the hospital. There's gonna be something wrong.
Yep. Why is that Bible the New Testament and not the Old Testament?
I feel like I was being aggressive. Sorry about that, bro.
Oh, it's all good. Well, I thank you so much. I mean, it's just bullshit with you tonight. It was really fucking cool. And you know what? I don't care what anybody says. And most people that I have talked to said you're gonna love Ray. He's a talker. You guys will get along. He's a really cool fucking guy. And you know what? They were all right. I mean,
Right on. Take that.
and you are an ease to talk to, and just a really cool down to earth
But that's
dude.
wasted, man. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I kind of give what I get. I think with people, especially if I just think that if I can trust somebody and like I know we're gonna have a conversation. And
Right.
it's about connecting. You meet people. I'm not out to be an asshole, man. I'm just me. I got nothing to hide. There's no illusions. I'm not
Right.
trying to be cool. I know where I've been. You know what you're doing. Man. And this is me, bro. 100%.
Right. Exactly.
I'm at, man.
Well, I do want to play 2 of your songs. So I'm gonna play what the hell was I gonna play? Let's look over here. I know what I was gonna play. I was gonna play one of the weapons in the new song. You want me to do where the hell did the cursor go? There it is. I can do I have 3 on here.
Okay.
I already did Switchblade. I have loaded up Fade Away. I have loaded up This Moment and Somewhere to the Stars. You tell me which 2 you'd like me to play, and we will end the broadcast with them 2.
All right on,
Yeah.
man. Well, I like Stairway to the Stars a lot because it's the
Oh
first
yes,
on the the latest spread record. And
absolutely. That's good
real
to play.
out of it. And I like how the verse sits, and and I dig the scream in the beginning, so that's cool. Hope
Oh, hell yeah.
Roger doesn't hurt. And I'm proud of the work I did with the weapons, man. That first
Right.
work, but what we did is I would have liked to translate a lot of the songs into acoustic, but there was a song that we did called "This Moment," and I like it. I just think
I love it.
it's cool stylistically. The vocal phrasing is cool. You know, I like what Freddie did with the guitar work.
Yes.
You know, it's you get to create certain things in your life, and I'm really fucking picky about my shit. I don't like listening to myself, believe it or not. And I can listen to Subway, and I can listen to This Moment. There's a lot of stuff I just can't listen to.
Right.
We can talk about that another time, but I'm glad that you dig it, and it's nice that when you can record something and people like it, because if they didn't,
hell yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So
Hell yeah.
I'm grateful that you played the fuck out of them, man.
Oh, hell yeah. Always gonna.
Right on.
Well, I'm going to do these 2 songs, and if I have time, I'm going to throw Fade Away in at the end, but I don't know. We'll see. I might go over. But anytime you want to come back, you want to hang out, just play music or whatever, or bullshit talk, you have an open invitation anytime. All you got to do is message me, and anytime you want to come back.
Yeah, we played a bunch of tunes. Like, what did I hear today? Oh, Accept Balls to the Wall, man.
Fuck yeah.
Whew. What a fucking work. That and the Loudness song, Crazy Nights. That was cool. But that's almost like the same riff, isn't it?
Dude, I got that one queued up too.
Off the Wall. I gotta rock that next time. All right, brother. It's my pleasure.
Okay. Hey, hell yeah. You take care. Be safe out there. I want to see you out there, performing sometime, which probably sooner than later.
All right, brother.
Hey, hit me up anytime.
All right, you got it.
All right, we're going to do first Subway to the Stars from their new album, from Spread's new album. And then from Weapons of Anew, you will hear This Moment. Both are great songs. Both you'll love, I hope. So here we go. Subway to the Stars is first. Enjoy.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
there's no one around. Depression turns itself into quiet desperation. You kill for just one perfect day, but nothing's ever perfect.
Right before my eyes, the world starts to fade out. Anger scurries through my veins, there's no one around. Depression turns itself into quiet desperation. You kill for just one perfect day, but nothing's ever perfect. Now free me from this moment that I thought would never end at all. Bring me to where you are. Someone stop the world so I can get off with you. My mind starts to wonder, how can I live when I don't like what's become of me? Your memory starts to fall away, I tear myself to pieces. Now all that's left is broken trust. You grind those pieces into dust. Free me from this moment that I thought would never end at all. Bring me to where you are. Someone stop the world so I can get off with you.
Very cool. All right, that was Subway to the Stars from their latest album that was released in 2019. Subway to the Stars, the title track. And then Weapons of Anew, This Moment. Thank you to Ray West for joining me tonight, man. It was a blast. I hope you guys enjoyed it, man. Cool guy, great guy, down to earth. I mean, gotta hang out with him, man. He's really cool dude. But anyway, Thursday night will be my normal interview night, and that will feature Shotgun Superstars and Asphalt Valentine. Find out why they are interconnected, why I have them both on the show. Very cool guys. Got to hang out with them in Baltimore back in May. The guys from Asphalt Valentine are absolutely fucking cool, and their music is pretty damn great. So join me Thursday night for that. And Tuesday will be our normal Let's Talk More Rock. And then the Thursday after that will be Chris Lane from Station. So, and then next Saturday, I have a special treat. I got to make sure I got it locked down. But next Saturday, not this coming Saturday, next Saturday, the 25th, I got a big one. Okay, fuck it. Eclipse will be here Saturday the 25th. Eric will be here Saturday the 25th at 11 a.m. our time, Eastern Standard Time. That's 5 p.m. Sweden time. So I got it locked down today. It's all set. So 25th, Eclipse. They got a brand new album coming out. They've already released a couple singles from it. Fantastic. Love these guys. Eric's a great guy. I know you love him. So join me then. And join me for every show. You just have to. It's all cool. You like hanging out with me. Give me a break. All right. I won't take up much more of your time. Thank you again, Ray West. Awesome guy. Love you all. Thanks for tuning in. And I will see you Thursday. Asphalt Valentine and Shotgun Superstars. Y'all have a great night. Be safe out there. And just keep rocking. Y'all be good. Later.